right, so let's quickly dive into our charts and we get going from there. Someone should suggest a crypto pair we can use. Any pair at all, just suggest a pair that we can use to for the live session. Anybody, do you have any pair in mind that we can use? All right. Since there's nobody that is willing to tell us, let me just pick any pair. I can pick any crypto pair. I don't know which to pick. Let me pick. All right. Let me check the signal group and see some of the pairs that have been dropping so far. Let me check. I think yeah, alpha. Let's see what we have here. I think not here though. It should be here. Okay, good. I don't know. Let me just pick a pair myself, so we won't waste much time. Let's pick. Which crypto pair can we pick? Let's pick Solana. Solana USD, USDT.
GM. Okay. GM boss.
All right, welcome, Water. Thank you for joining. So I just started. I was just looking at starting, sharing my screen. Though I'm recording, so for those who are not available, we
Okay.
can actually, yeah.
That's what I want to remember. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. So this is the Sol USDT charts. So as we know, the way we carry out our analysis, we start from the higher time frame, right? Let's say probably we start from like the daily time frame and we move to the 4 hours and we move to more lower time frames. So looking at Solana USDT, when I last had an analysis of Solana, it was actually at $24. So I checked back now and I saw that that was October, November. But now checking through it has skyrocketed to around $120 or something. But that's not a big deal, right? What's going on? I don't know. Sorry guys. I think alright, so let's proceed. I don't know what was going on with my screen. Alright, this is Solana USDT on the daily time frame, right? We can actually see that the price of Solana has actually skyrocketed to a particular extent. It's the price is still very, very bullish. Though where we are reacting from is more of like a resistance. Yeah, a resistance. Now taking a look at it, this is literally where we are reacting from, somewhere here. Yeah, this particular point, right? Somewhere at this point. But we don't have anything to do with that particular point. We need to just focus on the current price action, just this place alone. As you know, we are not looking at a long-term holding. If we want to actually trade, we look at taking advantage of short-term price movement, and that is it. So looking at Solana USDT, Solana USDT has dropped and tapping into, let's say you can say, a demand, because looking at it, you see that where it's reacting from is
This might not talk forward. I can't hear you.
how about now? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
All right. Sorry. So we can see that Solana, focusing on the most recent price action, it has tapped on where it has tapped on a very strong demand, broke structure to an extent. So if we are looking to take advantage of the price movement, we should be looking towards to buy, right? So when we've taken note of this particular, what's it called, price action on Solana, on the higher time frame, we should be actually looking towards where we'll be targeting and main points. Like we should be looking at structural points. We call them structural points. Now, if you are looking at structural points that Solana should take out, we call them buy side liquidity. So looking at buy side liquidities, we will be looking for Solana price to come out, to come to this particular level, take out this particular high, this particular level, right? This is the first target for Solana to take out. Then we can talk about this second point, right? We can be talking about this second point after price has taken out the first point. But how can we get our entry or our exit or whatever that will take us to this particular level? That is when we have to switch towards to a lower time frame, more of like we switch to 4 hours and start looking at the price action on the 4 hours. Now looking at the 4 hours time frame, you will notice that, just as I said, we have price taking out what? Taking out liquidity, break structure, and all. So most likely we are sorry. Let me take a look. All right. So looking at this, you see that we have Solana price, right? Still bullish, though we are just having a retracement.
then how can we take advantage of this price movement? Looking at it on the 4 hours time frame, where are we likely to buy from to what to ride the move to what to this particular extent? Now, the next thing you have to do as a beginner is to always be looking at the demand zones. Now, looking at these zones or this other block, we call them point of interest. We should be looking at where are your point of what your point of interest. Now, the first point of interest that we have here is this particular level. We have this level as what as our point of interest, right? If you want to buy, where should you buy from? We have this particular point as our point of interest. I think someone is talking. So we should be looking at this particular point as what as our point of interest. Why should we be picking this point as your point of interest? What is the reason for picking this zone as our point of interest? Sorry guys, I think the network is really bad here. But let's continue regardless. Alright, so following it up, I said we can actually take our buy from this particular point. This whole zone here I'm marking out is a very good demand zone to actually buy from. And why did I call it a very good zone? It's because it has an inducement before it. This is what? An inducement, right? This is an inducement before it. What do we call an inducement? More like something attracting price, right? We have something that will attract price to that point. Now, if you reflect back to what we discussed on other blocks, I discussed the criteria of an order block. I said an order block should have a fair value gap before it. It should have liquidity before it. And now, this particular zone we are picking, you can see that it fits the criteria of what? Of an order block, right? It fits the criteria of an order block. Now, how are we going to trade this? Now, we are on the 4 hours time frame. If you are an intraday trader, someone that takes scalp trade, you won't be able to wait for price to come into this level. You won't want to wait because price might take days before it gets to that particular point. Now, if you are also a scalper, you can look for what? You can look for trades from this particular extent or any valid zones around this point down into where? Into this zone before you continue buying to the upside. So let's quickly move down to the lower time frame and I show you how you can be able to what? To get some trades down into that zone. Now, if you are looking to take trades from that particular zone, if that we had the session on this before, you can take a trade immediately from this point because this point is a very high valid zone. Why is it a valid zone for us to take a sell from? Because at this point, remember what I said is a criteria of a strong high or a low. This particular point has swept liquidity and did what? Broke structure. And it's presented what? An inducement at this point. And you can see that price presented an order block at this place. And we have price tapping into it already. And most likely we will have price dropping from this particular point. So price dropping from this particular point should open a sell trade from this particular point, which is here. From this particular point, let's say you open a sell trade from here, right? You would be targeting lower prices. You can be targeting from this point as low as what? As this next point. And this is a very good trade on what? On Solana, right? Down to around 88 or so. Now, remember we had a session on Saturday and we were discussing about what influences the price action of cryptocurrency assets. and we said Bitcoin is one of the of the influencers. Now, if the whales decide to have to dump, or we have a fundamental analysis on Bitcoin that pushes the price of Bitcoin to the upside, be rest assured that we will have this analysis invalidated, because if we have a bullish price action, price will just take this particular point out. But if we have a stable price on Bitcoin, definitely we would have price coming down to this point. Because if you should view the price action currently on Solana, it is bearish, because this is a lower high, lower low, lower high, and this is another low. So we expect price to create a lower high, and we come to the downside. So if you are looking to buy Solana from this particular point, we can actually have our long position. Let me pick we can pick this point. We can pick this particular point here. Let me pick this zone. We can pick this zone here for our buy from Solana, and we have the long position from here, and we target higher prices. We can target this zone here to create analysis. To create an analysis is not something difficult. It's the most simplest thing that I've ever seen. Yeah, when you know how to do your T properly, you don't have to be bothered about creating an analysis, because learning is the main thing. When you know how to do it properly, trust me, creating an analysis won't even take you 10 to 15 minutes and you're done, and you can see an example. So if we are actually looking to buy Solana, definitely we'll be waiting for price to come down towards this extent, right? And we have a push to the upside. Now, when price gets to this particular point, we will have a reaction. We can get a reaction, and we also push to this point. We get another reaction, right? Then we push down. When we take out any form of highs, definitely we should get a reaction, and we can see something of this nature. Yeah, something like this, most likely on Solana USDT. And that is just a simple way to create analysis. I was wishing we have more people joining, because on Saturday we actually talked about having a session on this, but it's not a big deal. We already have it recorded. So everybody can actually play along with this. It's just very simple. You can take a look at the analysis. Also, you can get an entry from here. You can just take a look at it. You can get an entry. But this is what we can actually be expecting on Solana USDT. It's as simple as that. It's as simple. Talking on the aspect of technicals, because we don't have any reason to go lower anymore on Solana USDT, right? And that is it. Checking out whatsoever thing, except we have any fundamentals. But this is just the simple way to carry out your analysis. This is a simple way to carry out analysis. You can see everything we did here was just using our market structure. We used demand and supply too, and liquidity, and that is it. So if that we were on our chart, we would have taken a sell trade from this particular point that price is currently in. Price is currently at this point. We would have been able to catch a sell trade from that point, and we'll be targeting lower prices, and it's simple as that. So when we round up this session, for those who don't actually have funds to trade, I'll be sharing a particular